Hey guys, what's up? It's me, George Gonzalez, Sold 7 More Real Estate. Got a new topic for you, a little bit of a short story. I think that it's important in different aspects of the trip that I took on Saturday with a client of mine. We went out to Sacramento, California to tour a couple of duplexes that were for sale in the area. My client has experience there. He owns a duplex close by to the ones that we took a look at. And so I kind of wanted to give you the both sides of what he's seen and what I've seen. So we went there to see the property on the exterior only. There is no lockbox. There's no way to see the inside because the tenants are occupying the units, and let's just say that they're not on board with the sale. So that's typical. Any case, so number one, once we get there, we kind of drive the neighborhood to get to know where we're at. This particular side of town is a little rougher than not, but which is okay. It's nothing wrong with that. It's just that number one, I think about my rents. What are the rents? What are they charging? How are they paying? If they're paying on time, what are the conditions? Are they respecting and taking care of my investment, or is it something where I see it's going to be a problem, and this is why the current owner is selling it, because maybe they bit off more than what they could chew in the investment side of real estate. So we toured the property. We're able to get off, and first thing that we see is a lot of garbage, a lot of outgrown grass, and just really messy, not taken care of. Landscape was really beat, and the house or the units, they look to be in decent shape. There was no graffiti, there was nothing missing, so they were okay. However, I think the landlord dropped the ball on getting a landscaper out there to maintain his properties. That's something where it's very important that you have to respect your property so that they can respect it as well. I think he dropped the ball there. So again, doesn't scare me away because we can clean that up fairly quickly. One thing I did notice was there was one truck parked in the first unit driveway, and I checked to see the tags, and the tags were expired for about a year. Tells me that truck hasn't been moving. Potentially, if they were to leave, I want to say they might leave it behind, and then that's another expense that we have to take care of to get rid of it. There was a lot of toys in the front yard, and sometimes that's a good thing because it looks like family comes over. From my understanding, there is little kids there, and they play, so that's good. It kind of keeps the family oriented neighborhood in a sense. However, when the toys are just sitting there on the floor and grass is growing over them, I believe that's a problem, and it kind of scares you away from dealing with these type of renters. On another note, I did walk around. I seen that the roof was brand new. Tells me that they spent a little bit of money on this thing, and I'm hoping that the repairs were done. Whatever the effect of the leak was, because I'm assuming that it was leaking before they replaced it, just by the way that I see the place. I'm assuming that they fixed whatever happened in the inside of the units. Again, we weren't able to tour the inside, but I'm hoping that the current owner, was able to correct anything that was wrong with it. These in particular units were concrete built, so they were I don't know what the correct term is, but they were cement walls. They were cylinder blocks. They were stacked. So that screams out to me moisture. Moisture is going to be an issue because whenever you put sheetrock over those cylinder blocks, you get a lot of moisture in between, in the hot and the cold, and that just scares me because of any type of mold issues. I'm just assuming that there's going to be an issue there with mold. I did notice that on one of the window sills we had some black mold growing. And so that just tells me that if I could see it, worst case scenario behind the scenes is going to be a lot worse. So we got to take that into consideration, because you can definitely become, it can get into a really big project having to take all the sheetrock out, aside from taking your tenants out, losing monthly rents, and who knows what else you're going to find. So these particular units that we took a look at, we were able to talk to one of the tenants that came out and kind of, at first was really aggressive. And this is the difference between my client and I, is that right away I kind of try to relate to her, and we started talking about a tree that she believes is dead and should be taken out. My client, however, stuck behind me, and he was kind of a little nervous. Didn't know what to say or what to do. So again, in this business, especially me with my management experience, I have, I guess, a way to diffuse the situation. And so we were able to get some information out of her, which is great. We did find out that she had been there for a couple years, and that she was basically complaining about this and that. So we were in our minds thinking, okay, this might be a bigger project than what we think. So the numbers make sense on the investment. However, in my opinion, after what the tenant was telling me, I believe that it's kind of it's a ticking time bomb. I think that I'm not sure, she's unemployed, so it makes it difficult to pay rent, and her husband is unemployed as well. So I kind of get the feeling that this is kind of trying to hand off a problem to the new buyer, because there's no financials available. It's kind of an as-is sale, basically just trying to evacuate. And so when those are the deals that we look for. However, I did tell my client, I would recommend for us to maybe put in the contract that if we can, buy the property. However, we want them to give us the keys with the vacancy, so they can handle the evictions, because it looks like it's going to be tough to get them to move out. And again, I'm just speculating here, but again, from my experience, I would say that the condition of the home, the attitude of the client, looks like she's very unhappy there, but can't go anywhere else because she's already there. And again, I don't know what the situation as far as her paying rent. Speculation, but again, this is to educate you on not making everything sound pretty. And on this video, it's to give you the reality of what I think about this rental property. In any case, so with that being said, we can come back to kick around some numbers, my clients and I, and we came up with a pretty solid number. And right now we're just waiting on a response from the agent to see if they agree to our terms. I forgot to mention that this was a 1031 exchange, so it looks like this client is selling this to buy something else. The details I'm unsure about, because I don't know that what they're up to. But so we said, well, we're willing to participate with the 1031. We are on all cash offer, so we have the flexibility of holding on and closing at will. It's just that we put that term to close with it vacant, and we'll see what they say, and I'll keep you guys posted. So another thing that I'd like to point out was that the neighborhood here was really rough. And so as an investor, it's hard to clean up your house if the neighborhood is not on board. And so we did drive around, and we've seen a lot of sofas and beds, garbage, and a lot of just in general, just a lot of guys hanging around. It was probably around 11 o'clock in the morning. We had a group of gentlemen drinking across the street, so you can tell that it was pretty rough. And all that comes into consideration, because who can you get to rent there? If they have any sense of what the neighborhood is, chances are they might want to go somewhere else and pay a little bit more money. So where the story takes a turn for the worst is that my client, on the way home, we were talking a little bit about how he is holding title at his other investment properties, and it turns out that he does not have a trust set up. And those of you that know me know how big I am on setting up trusts and holding all of your assets in a trust. So I scolded him for a good 5 minutes, and I'm going to get him in contact with my attorney who handles the trust for me. It's very important, guys. The last thing you want is to have your estate of all your assets in jeopardy in the court of law for a probate sale. So again, I can't stress how important it is to get your trust and get your assets right in case anything happens to you. You protect it. And the good example that I've given in the past is, if you get up to go to work every morning and you're afraid of calling in sick and afraid of not showing up to get fired, that means you're protecting your job, which means you're protecting your assets that help you buy your homes, your cars, and whatever other assets you may own. So it's important that if you get up and do that for your employer, that you get up and do it for yourself too, especially how inexpensive it is these days to get the trust built and a will. So with that being said, guys, I'm up on the 10 minutes here, and so I'll talk to you guys soon. Sold 7 more. If you have any questions, reach out to me. That was just a little short story of what our Saturday showing went like. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Sold7more.com. Please hit the subscribe button, and your comments are appreciated. Just keep them respectful, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.